Buonasera, good evening, good day, everyone. Welcome today in Pavullo, Italy for the final race, race 7 of the second FAI Virtual Sailplane Grand Prix. I'm here today with Norman Chindowski.
Hey
Good
guy,
evening,
hey
Norman. Good day.
everybody, ciao Italiano, ciao Pavlo, and ciao Antoine, and the team behind us. Thank you for being here on the final race. We all been waiting for this, and thank you for being here tonight. And I'm really excited what's coming up for you.
Thank you, Norman. It's indeed a very exciting evening or day for all of us, wherever you're watching this race from. We've had a crazy week. We're going to review this in a few moments. I would like, first of all, to thank all the pilots for their fair play along the races throughout the week. It's been a very nice show throughout the week. So thanks a lot to all of the pilots. As well, I would like to thank Mark and Michel for the task setting and the weather setting of all the races. Sébastien, Timothée, Jean-David in the background. Lorenzo came as well to help us in the comments, and all of the people who are working around FAI virtual gliding and the development of the gliding races as well. Uh, Thumbs ups to the Sailplane Grand Prix team and the Italian guys who have worked so hard in Pavullo. They are just closing the championship, the world final in Pavullo today. So great event, and we'll talk about it as well during the race tonight. What we can do now is to have a look at the results from the previous races to learn more about where we are tonight, who can still fight for the world championship, for the world final of the second FAI Virtual Sailplane Grand Prix, who can still win it, who has won the previous races. So here we go. Let's have a look at the previous races. Race 1 results. So tonight, Tim Madsen can still win the World Championship, the World Final. He's won the first race with 10 points. Vic Schoenemaker started very well this event with 8 points. David Redman is won yesterday. You will see that later on. 7 points, a very good start of the week. He's won the practice race as well, David. Jakub from Poland, we call him Kuba as well. Good start. Wojtek then won race 2. Amazing race from him, and he became the leader with Victor Rosa, Sean Churchill here at the podium. Arne Martin scored 2 points. Tim Madsen 1 point as well. So a very interesting race for race 2 there that we have had. The first 3 races were only made via Condor. There were no races in the real world, so we had to come up with new races dedicated to virtual gliding. Race 3 results: great win by Spisetkos from Poland. Wojtek Soltyzik always here, well placed, very consistent on the podium with 8 points. Norbert Kist, a podium, first podium for a world final for Norbert. Sean Churchill always there, very consistent throughout the week. Arne Martin 3 points. He started like a diesel engine, Arne Martin, throughout the week. You will see that afterwards. Then Arne Martin is getting back to the third place on race 4. Sorry, Tim Madsen, a crazy race, absolutely brilliant, overflying everyone, leading by 3 minutes. This race 4, it was crazy. Sean Churchill second place, and we've had Wojtek still in the points every day. Absolutely crazy race, more than 300 kilometers for the pilots this day. Wow, it was. I remember the views and the landscapes of the Apennine mountains and the high thermals they've had on that day. Crazy finish on race 5. If you remember that, go to the highlights. You cannot miss this race 5 highlights. It was crazy. Donna Pierluigi winning on the line. Arne Martin Guttler second again. Coming back in the race, Wojtek Soltyzik still in the points with 5 points. Tim Madsen ended up with no points on race 5. Otherwise, Benfest was coming back as well on race 5. Yesterday was crazy. David Redman from Australia won the race. Arne Martin Gödler was able to find a pretty good lift before doing the final glide towards the airfield. And with this, he's been able to grab the leadership overall. Sean Churchill 4 points, and as you can see, Tim Madsen have missed the point, and Wojtek Soltyzik have missed the point as well on race 6 yesterday. So everything is still to do tonight because Arne Martin is leading with 31 points, Wojtek 27, Sean Churchill 25, and Tim Matson is there with 21 points. No one can win it with 18 or 17. The winner tonight will get 11 points. And you need to remember that the pilots who have, if there is a tie in between two pilots, is the pilot who was the best number of wins that will win, and then the best number of second place, and so on. So we will have a look at where are the pilots now. Timothée, we can jump towards uh, towards the pilots there in game, or the 2D view as well. We are ready for both. Sean Churchill is there. What do we have today? Pretty good cumulus clouds everywhere. It looks a little bit like yesterday. What we will do today, instead of having highlights or interviews, we have that in stock for the next days to have some throwback on the event. But what we'll do is focus on the race because it's the last and final race of this second FAI Virtual Sailplane Grand Prix. Norman, where are the pilots now?
As we can see, we are all preparing right now for the final race of today's second FAI Virtual Sailplane Grand Prix in Pavullo. And so all these people right there, especially the top four, as you mentioned, Anna, Wojciech, Sean, and Tim, are the ones who can snack that last bit and take the golden crown of championship for the world. And they are preparing right now, checking out where the clouds are, how high are they going, what are the maximum lifts today in the cloud base. I have a feeling it's going to be somewhere around 2,400 feet, possibly. And we have still a few minutes left before the start goes. But if I look at the today's race in general, as I said, it's a very similar track as the day before. It's about 60 kilometers shorter, but a very similar layout. So we might see similar tactics as we saw yesterday. A little bit of gaining on the ridges. We'll find out. Weather-wise, very similar as well as yesterday. We have 9 kilometers of wind coming from 49 degrees, so from the northeast, and hitting the ridges that way. But it's going to be the cumulus race today. Very much cumulus racing, cloud base at 2,400. And right now they're all about 2,200. Again, the start height off the gate is at 1,700 and 1,800, and the max speed is at 170 kilometers per hour going over the start line. If you don't want to collect any penalties, very important penalties, that has determined today's real race, because penalties have caught people in the nip, and all of a sudden they did not win. So guys have to watch out, make sure everything is hunky-dory, no mistakes on their iPads, make sure their turn points are all correct, and I think we have an exciting race coming up for us today, for sure.
So, Norman, what we can do is having a closer look at the race. They will start as usual from Aquaria start. They know it very well, same start as yesterday. As you said, the task look pretty much the same. They are going to Berceto, turn point 1. It is the one that is just below, well, just above the 9 kilometers that you see here, just right of the 9 kilometers now. That's turn point 1. Then turn point 2 is just above that, so that's 67 kilometers from the start to Berceto, turn point 1. Then Solignano, we've seen Solignano yesterday, 11 kilometers to go to Solignano. Then they come back towards the highway, the famous highway between Bologna and Firenze in Futa, and then it's the reporting point Mirage in front of you that you all know and that the pilots all know before going towards Pavullo Airport to land. So it's going to be a great race, 248 kilometers tonight. So this way, up, we go down, we come back to the reporting point, and we're going to land in Pavullo. It's going to be a great race with the leaders tonight. And there are only 4 pilots who can win the world title tonight, but almost all of them can grab the podium with a win. So
well, the top 7, the top 10 can grab the podium. That's going to be tough, though, but it's possible. Mathematically, it is all possible. We'll see how this simulation today will play out. The longest leg is between 2 and 3, turn point 2 and turn point 3. It's the longest leg today. And during the race in the real life, lots of stuff happened, lots of mistakes. They had one land out, I believe. So there's a lot of possibilities that could happen today. We saw it yesterday was 4 land outs. So I'm very excited. I know the people out there on YouTube world, on Twitch world, or on Facebook, wherever you are, I know you're ready to go. And I'm saying hello to all of you. Please like and subscribe already. Put that button on there so you can share that world of soaring with you and the world that's out there trying to learn about it. And we have so much more to share with you. Antoine, tell me more. We have also special guests coming into later, right?
Yes, tonight we have, oh, sorry, I was listening to something else apparently in my headset. Tonight we have Julien from Trustmaster coming with us. We will talk about Trustmaster, obviously, FAI Virtual Gliding, the partnership, and you will be able to ask your questions to Julien to learn more about Trustmaster, the joystick that they are making, and so on. So we will as well unveil the winners of the Facebook and Instagram contest. It's closed now. We've closed it at 8 p.m. tonight. So, well, at 18 UTC, 1800 UTC, to talk in UTC time. So we'll announce that later on with Julien. Looking forward for that moment with you, the fans, the viewers, to support your teams, to have a lot of questions to answer all of that. Already, James Story saying, let's go Arne. Kekeleku, ciao a tutti. Bonsoir à toutes et à tous. Good evening, everyone. Cannot wait for the final race. Welcome back, Kekeleku. It's great to have you here. And A from Captain Pana. So as Norman said, like, subscribe, and follow us for the next races. It's not going to be the end of virtual gliding after this event. You know that. Oh, they are climbing next to the cumulus. That's a risk that Ben is taking. Okay, very
Yeah,
nice
but
to
they're
see.
outside the lift. You do that. That's how you get up above the clouds if you thermal around it. But you can easily fly in it and collect minus points. But here's Ben Fest, our reigning world champion, who has not a chance to be the world champion again. So I guess he's just having a fun time and see if he can throw in a couple of wrenches to make it difficult for the first, second, third, and fourth in the overall to see if make their hearts flutter and be a bit scared. And again, everything is possible today, and being up there at 2200 tells you right away this is kind of like where the cloud base will be, and it's beautiful to see to fly around those cumulus clouds and a new one building right there. How many minutes do we have left to the start? What do we got? 7 more minutes. All right. I can only emphasize that the 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th place, which is Cuba in 4th, Czech in 5th, Jamu in 6th, Arne Martin Güttler in 7th. Is that right? No, I'm sorry. I'm reading the wrong results. That's from yesterday. Sorry. It's like, what? Go back to 5th, the subject. David Redman, who won yesterday, is in 6th, who can easily snag 2nd or 3rd. And we have also Arthur in 7th, as well as Week in 7th, who have a chance still to score for 3rd place. But that is basically it. Everything below that is almost impossible. Where Joshua and Ben, 9th and 10th or 11th, have not a chance to not become onto the podium. No way. So we have top 7 racers with the possibilities. But all the other pilots can throw the wrench, meaning make it difficult for anybody to score. And not that they're mean, but hey, everybody would like to be the winner of any GP racing because that's what they are. They're racers. They want to be up front, and they're going to show us how.
Let's talk about the weather for a few moments. Today, 24 degrees in Pavullo, 13 degrees for the dew point, 2,100 meters, 2,100 meters for the ceiling, up to 2,300 maybe. Same wind as yesterday, 9 kilometers from the 049, 3/8 as well, 2 to 4 meters per second, weak waves. But compared to yesterday, there's a big difference. The thermals are still set on strong, So they're going to have strong thermals, but the variations of the thermals that you will find is moderate. Instead of high, yesterday it was high, meaning you could have some dying cumuluses that were coming very fast. Some, yeah, just some, you could end up in very difficult conditions yesterday. And we've had quite some drama with the outlandings from Benfest, from Vitol Rosak, from Donna Pierluigi, and from Bisset Kos. They were all still fighting for the world title, and they lost it all yesterday, even before reaching turn point one, pushing too hard. They come just below one or two cumuluses, and there is nothing left. And today, it shouldn't be the case for all cumuluses. It should be a little bit more easier for the pilots. Why? Because we expect to have a strong and fast race until the very end, and we would like to have the winner on the final glide with everyone fighting uh, 1 second before the over and so on. We want to have a close race for the last race. Instead, to have something, we had two options when we decided to do the test setting: either something very difficult like yesterday with several seconds of margin in between the pilots, or something probably very close, very tight at the end of the day. I hope it's going to be like this. It's kind of the the game for us. When we do the task setting and so on, we need to decide what kind of stuff we want to implement, what we want to do or not. So let's hope for a very tight race tonight. Strong and fast, should be strong and fast thermals, fast race. So yeah, looking forward.
But if I'm looking around the sky there, especially if I look from the start line to turn point one, if you don't mind showing us that one more time, into the direction of the start, the cumulus clouds are really far in between. So you really have to watch out, guys. It might get better during the day, maybe, but those clouds are really far in distance besides these two clouds right there. But look at there's nothing. It's all blue. And they're probably going to pop up here and there, but it's far,
Exactly.
far in between. So watch out, guys. Stay high rather than land low. So
Exactly. So
that's
v- there are some very strong cumuluses, strong thermals, but you will not see all of them. They need to pop up. Sometimes there will be a cloud, sometimes not. So it's going to be difficult, but it's going to be a fast race. That's what we believe and what we hope. It should be tight until the end.
right. So right from the get go, before even the race starts, I'm going to ask our Twitch and YouTubers to give us their quote. Who's your favorite one? I can see already. Hey guys, come on, Tim. Somebody's what's his name? Itchinchins says, "Come on, Tim." So we have that guy. And the other one is saying, "Where's Kelvin from Balen?" I completely agree with you. Where's Kelvin? You have the opportunity to race the world champion. You're not here. Don't know what's happened to Kelvin. He has been missing in action, MIA. But I would like all of you to write down and vote and tell us who you think is going to win. Again, we know it's four of us, four of them who can. So who's your favorite? And I want to see a poll. That'd be very nice. And I'm going to ask one. Who do you think is going to win? I mean, come on.
It's gonna be very tight. It's gonna be very tight. We decided to set a weather as well that would not force the one that we think could win. Uh, how to say that? We wanted to have a fair weather for all of them, for the four pilots, because they all have uh, uh, pros and cons. How to say that? They are better in some type of weather and less good, weaker in some other types of weather. And we wanted to have kind of a middle of all of their pros and cons to have a tight race in between them at the end of the day. Uh, because if we set the conditions too strong, some pilots, they know really well how to push. And if we put them too weak, then we know as well who's going to win. So we want to have something in the middle, so they all have the opportunity to win tonight in those four pilots. That's the most important for us. We want to have something fair. We don't want to decide who's going to win. They need to do that themselves and to win the title by themselves at the end of the day. So that's what we're hoping for. Saying hi to Eco Alpha Zulu. Hi, guys. Good evening. Greetings from Argentina. So it's great that everyone is watching from all
Seems like
around the world.
everybody's going to the start line, so we're very close to the start, I would say.
It's
10
10
seconds to
seconds.
go, and they're all
9,
that far away. What were
8,
they doing?
7, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go. Race is on.
Good luck, folks. Have fun and be safe. And look at that cloud popping right there in front. Are they going straight for it? Nah. So we have already a whole different strategy. Arne Martin Güttler having a late start. That is
Yeah.
not good. Sean as well, who's in third place, just starting now. So that's already 10, 15 seconds beyond the possibilities. And the other guy's going right under that cloud that pops in front of the start line. So they're taking that lift, taking that start line, all full speed, going back up to the clouds because they had to be under 1700, and so they're going back up to go back to 2000 possibly, and that is what they do. Interesting choices from the get-go. Only a couple of turns because then they're back up to where they need to go and straight on forward to turn point 1. Just
Yeah.
looking.
I think they were kind of all waiting for the start line to open, but some of them, some of the pilot, I've seen 269 and probably Alpha Mike as well, they were quite far away.
Yeah.
They were next to the mountains, trying the slopes and the clouds there to see if maybe the clouds would be better next to the ridges. I think
Right. I
that
mean,
was the
Arne
aim
Martin
of
Güttler
going
is
that
just
far.
now joining that gaggle very, very late. I mean, he is the leader
Yeah.
of. That's a. Well, good for everyone else that Arne Martin Güttler was 31 points, having a late start. That's 30 seconds behind already. Ooh, that's tough. That's a
Yeah,
toughie.
exactly.
You have to catch
Exactly.
that back.
We have one group there with Ben Fest, Darius Gudjunas, Charlie November, Norbert Kiss, who have gone on the right side, right there, and there is the main pack taking a cumulus just after the crossing the start line. I think that's a good option to stop at the first cumulus because then they can glide much longer for a bigger distance. So that's quite good.
Right. I mean, this is fresh off the start line and already totally different strategies from two different groups that are important. And one behind, two behind, Sean on the right, and Ben Fest is heading for that new cloud that's popping up right there. As you can see it. So
Yeah.
where Darius is, that's going to be a new cloud over that ridge. That might be a strong one. Looking good. It's a very light one. Can hardly see it, but we can observe it, and I hope they'll go for it as well. And we have also see Charlie November. That is Norbert Kiss, the Hungarian, right there. God, love that look of that Hungarian plane. That's super nice. And then TKM, Tim Mutzen over there, also heading for that same cloud. And here's Donna Pierre Luigi, who landed out yesterday. What a bummer. As well as Wojciech, who landed out, who is in second place with 27 points. And now they're all going for that cloud that I was mentioning. It's getting bigger. You can see it. So everybody's heading for that cloud. And
We
we'll
have a view
see.
from behind now. We can see almost all of the pilots here in the picture on the screen with Jarmo Kärjäläinen, the pilot from Finland. He has done some great races during this week, so I hope he's gonna continue to push tonight. Witold Rozak, the former Swiss world champion after tonight, is gonna be the former one. He was Swiss world champion, so second place of the first FAI Virtual Sailplane Grand Prix 2 years ago. Thomas Meyer is there, Stewart Henschel, Kuba leading this pack. David Redman is there, so quite some guys. Can we have a look at Arne Martin? It seems to be behind them. Indeed, yeah. Not a great start for sure for Arne Martin, but maybe he will join this cumulus at the right time. Maybe they will not all stop there. So let's wait a few minutes. Maybe that's a tactic from him as well, so that no one follows him. It can be one, but yeah, we must see.
That's a big risk to take in a Grand Prix race to start at the tail end, and watching everybody trying to catch up. It might be something, but that new cumulus clouds that we just talked about, it doesn't seem to be as strong as I expected, because everybody's just flying right through it, just with a bit of a pop. And Arne is actually flying past it. Don't even take it. What's up with that? He's flying around it. Interesting strategies here today, and already the leaders are pretty far down. They probably only have what 13, 1400 meters, so 13, 1500 meters left in their tank. I hope they
Mhm.
find something good, because don't make the mistake and fly low, because low turns slow.
We have Team Madsen. They are taking the first thermal, well, second thermal for the big pack. There, they are 15 kilometers away from the start line. 15 kilometers into the race so far. Final race. If you're just joining us, final race tonight of the second FAI Virtual Sailplane Grand Prix. We are here 15 kilometers after crossing the start line with Jarmo Karjalainen from Finland, and we are heading towards turn point 1, 63 kilometers away, so only 50 kilometers away from for now for Jarmo.
Look at this gaggle. I mean, we're talking 19 gliders in one gaggle. Good luck, guys. Be safe. No mid-air collisions. Nothing of that, please. And wow, take the chance. And he's going to pull up right now. Jarmo is going to pull up and trying to get his spot inside this.
Yeah.
Yep, and off he goes. And it seems to be a strong gaggle. Wow, nice view. Very realistic if you think about it. Without the blue button names on top, it would be very realistic if you think
It's
about it.
from Arne Martin's view. Here we have with Arne Martin is in his GS3.
And yeah, I'm
Very
leaning
good
to
view.
the right. I want to be like, I want, to the left, like, I'm in it. Like, this is
We
great.
can do that together. Huh?
All right, let's do it. Less rudder, please. Here we go. More stick. Okay. Nice. So here we go. We got lots of good comments already on YouTube. Thank you guys. We have one from Julian saying, once again, thank you for your enthusiasm, the great commentaries, and the amazing job in the backstage. Good luck to all the pilots. You're welcome, and thank you, Julian. It's a pleasure to be
Julian.
here and making this happen. And then KK says, Antoine being César, enjoying the gladiators fighting to death.
That's great. But I think it's not on me myself, it's the entire team who wants that as well.
Nice. Okay, and Jinx time, right? I call it Jinx time too, to call out who's the winner. We haven't said a word who's going to win. I only heard from one person, Tim, that votes for Tim. Antoine hasn't said a word as to who's going to win, and neither have I.
No, not yet. And to be honest, in my position, I cannot say. I can bet at the end of the race, but I cannot say, oh, who's going to be my favorite or something like this. I like them all. Like really, I would be happy for any of the 4 pilots to win the world title tonight. Who can still be champion? Arne Martin Guttler, 31 points. Wojtek Soltyzik with 28 from Poland.
He
Trent
actually only has
Churchill.
27. That's a mistake. He only has 27 points.
That might be a mistake. Let me check again.
It's
You're
okay.
right.
And then John
You're
Churchill
right.
was 25,
Right.
and
You're
Tim was
right.
21 points.
Very well done. Indeed, 27, 25 for Trent Churchill, and Tim is with 21 points. But anyway, all of them, the 4 of them, can win the title. Saying hi to Paulina in the chat, supporting Sean Churchill here to be the world champion tonight. And saying hi to all of you in the chat. If you want to make a bet, you can start already, guys. You can start to bet, and you can bet as well on the podium. If you have some pilots that you like among the 10 first pilots, who can still get into that podium. Let's say you want to root for David Redman from Australia. You can support him. Same for Arthur Zug, Vic Schoenemaker's Jarmo as well. The fan from Jarmo, he can still get that medal tonight on the podium.
So we can see what's happening here. KOE, Kilo Oscar Echo, doing a little dolphin, trying to get a little extra air with that cloud that I think is disappearing, or is it just building right now? I'm not 100% sure. And Jamo, as you can see right here, he's not going to, no, that cloud is disappearing. So they're all going to head further forward. And Dan Daly says, where is TKM? Well, he's there. He's on that map. And you can see it in a moment. He is right now 1,645 feet up. And he is in the mix of all of them. So he's in the middle of that cloud, of that bunch of gliders going forward. Arne Martin Gittler already caught up, which is good. And you can see everybody is like, nobody's taking any chances. Everybody is sticking together today. They're all flying together. And nobody's taking the real risk today of going another path. Not yet. But I think the opportunities will come very soon. And we will see.
So
And if
they've
you look at
flown
it, everybody's the same height
approximately,
too.
they've flown 25 kilometers approximately in that first leg. 63 kilometers to go to the turn point 1 tonight. You can see the wind 9 kilometers per hour from the 049, so not very strong. Obviously, kind of the same weather and same task as yesterday. We are replicating the races from the real Sailplane Grand Prix as well, so that's why it's pretty similar. They are stuck in between the mountains and the airspace near Bologna, so we have to fly in this area. That's why we are super happy to have flown in next to Carrara in those great mountains with the marble and so on. We've been really lucky to have canceled days actually in the real race at the beginning of our event. They are all joining the same thermal now. It's a big pack working together to fly as fast as possible for now, and there is no option to escape that pack yet. It's very early in the race. You see 25 kilometers flown. So they need to continue. They need to fly high, or they need to be careful. X-ray Alpha here with GKK. That's quite close.
Yeah,
That's
that's
super
been the
close.
moment when you hear in your headphones, when you hear this glider above your head, and you're like, something ain't right. So that's the moment when you better look up and see, oh, I better go somewhere else, because that looked like a very close call. But everything is cool. Everybody, these are all world-class glider pilots, and they know what they're doing. And Kilo Oscar email Echo is in the lead, meaning as the highest glider in this position right now. And so Weak Shoemaker once again showing his qualities. And the cloud base looks like, and we have Ben Fest. What is he doing? Is he on autopilot and just flying straight forward? What is he
Yeah,
doing?
he's going for it. He's going for the win today, Ben.
All
Taking
right.
maximum risk.
I hope he's doing okay. I hope he's not just putting the autopilot and trying
No.
to. Everybody's calling me right now. Sorry about that. Can't take it. Nope, gotta go. Sorry.
No worries.
At
So 1500 meters for Benfest at 205 kilometers per hour. Quite a good race so far.
yeah, speed
From
200K.
Ben.
He's really going for it, and he's flying where to? Well, Ben is taking a chance of doing his own race, as he always is. He is definitely a trooper, and he has no reason to take a conservative course. He just takes full-on race, and let's see what happens. We can see the crowds up there. They have reached their cloud base and going for the next cloud, and see what happens. See what happens next.
So
Silence.
it's a pretty good race tonight that we have 248 kilometers. They have started 13 minutes ago, and Ben has flown 31 kilometers so far in this race, flying quite fast, going low, but great cumuluses, great thermals today, pretty reliable ones, I think. So it's going to be a pretty interesting story to follow.
Yeah, I wonder, can we talk about the actual race that happened today and the winners and all that stuff, or do we want to wait for that later?
We're going to have a look at that later on. We're going to have Julien from Toastmaster joining us in a few seconds and in a few minutes from now. So I suggest we keep looking at the race. Then we interview Julien, and then we will have a look at what happened in the real Sailplane Grand Prix today in Pavullo, Italy.
Good. And there's really not much to say right now. You can see it for yourself. Everybody is running the full pack together, even though they're weaving to the left. There's probably a little bit of more clouds over there. So they're just literally following the clouds today. And it's just, there's not much to say about that other than let's see besides Ben taking off that left turn and going straight wherever he went to, he's very low over there. I hope he's okay. It looked like his glider was very oscillating a lot, so I'm not sure if I'm something wrong with his computer or his joystick, or we'll find out. But here they are going back into the next thermal again at 1800. So the cloud base is still very low at this point. I thought it would go up to 2,400 or 2,300, but right now it seems like they're hitting it around 1,900 to 2,000 feet, and boom, that's it. That's as far as high they can go, and they're going to the next cloud. And say high, fly fast. That's the key right now. No risk taking. I can see Sean coming in there, Sean Churchill, who is in third place overall. He has to catch up a little bit. Arne Martin Güttler, who started really late, already caught up with them, and he's above Sean, which is very impressive. And Wojciech is also already at cloud base and continuing on, so he's in second place. There's one cloud after another right now. It looked really empty earlier when we looked. And TKM, as you asked for, where's Tim? He is up there flying really fast.
So we are following the pack there, thermals after thermals, cloud after cloud, and we're gonna have Julien from Trustmaster joining us in just a few seconds.
Yeah, I hear a lot of noises in the background. No idea.
Here we are.
Hello guys.
Welcome.
Can you hear me
Julien.
well?
Yes, it's perfect.
Yeah, it's perfect. Okay, cool. Hi guys.
Great.
Hi chat.
So good evening.
This is Norman Shindowski from America doing some commentaries for us for quite some month already.
Okay.
And you know me.
Yeah, I know you.
And Julien is working for Trustmaster. We've said that a few times. Let's get back into the race, Julien, and we will talk together about Trustmaster and about all of that. So we are in the final race of this second FAI Virtual Sailplane Grand Prix right now. 4 pilots can still win the world champion title. And it's just great to follow. We are replicating a real race that happened today in Italy as well. So there is kind of a relationship between the virtual and the real today, which is not always the case, and it has not been the case for the full week. But that's kind of the deal with the Sailplane Grand Prix that's happening. Let's go back in Condor. Welcome in the game. So that's Condor 2. And we've had Chris working in the Condor development team this week, and he has announced the release of Condor 3, the new video game for gliders, within 6 months, he said. So it's going to be really great for us, for the community as well. It's amazing and so on. If you have questions, you can ask some questions to Julien in the chat. We're going to start straight away, Julien.
I have a question for him right away. Have you ever played Condor?
No, sorry, I never play Condor because of course I play like a lot of games, but Condor I never had the time to play it. But I'm very excited to be here with you because this is a lot exciting to discover like a new game, okay, and I will see what happened and what I have like a lot of questions for you because I maybe don't understand a lot of what we see now, but I see that the race is very like out for all the players. They are very straight together, no? Maybe one player is on a good position for the first place. I will be very sorry for my French accent too.
We have the same one. It's okay.
Yeah, of course, Antoine. But so I never played to Condor 2, but I will play like if I'm
in the coming month, maybe. Yeah.
And maybe Condor 3 is a good opportunity to play and begin playing. So very excited to be here with you.
Yes, there's going to be a lot of improvement in Counter 3. I cannot say too much about it, but there's going to be a lot of improvement.
Secret, Anthony.
Yeah, there's still some secrets to be kept. Julien, can you tell us more about Trustmaster first, so that the viewers can discover your brand and yeah,
Yeah.
what you're doing and so on?
Basically, Trustmaster is a brand founded in 1990 by former USA Air Force pilots who want to keep flying despite the fact that their military career was over. Okay, uh, that's how they came to release their flight first simulation hardware. The brand after was bought by Mr. Claude Guillemot in 1999, becoming an international French brand for the flying simulation. And today, in addition to remaining world leader in the flight simulation sector, both civil and military Trustmaster has diversified into like car racing simulation, uh, and more recently to the creation of a game controller with Iswapix. So yeah, old brand that have made like a lot of improvements. Uh, so yeah, and now with like a lot of product with like the T2S Viper, like the new product for the F-16 pilots.
I've seen that. That it's quite exciting, exciting actually to
Of course.
to watch the new products coming out. What are the greatest strengths of Trustmaster in flying simulations compared to other brands?
Yeah. Firstly, as I mentioned, before, Trustmaster I like over 30 years expertise in flight simulation equipment. So the
Mhm.
different experiences and the multitude of product release have only increased the quality of the product and service offered around them. Secondly, I think Trustmaster is proud to work in collaboration with many partners, to name but a few, like Airbus, Boeing on the civilian side, and of course the US Air Force on the military side. This collaboration have led to the emergence of famous products such as the Airbus Stick or the Boeing Yoke, one-in-one replica of what we can found in real aircraft. And of course, the mythical Warthog that all know, recently approved by the US Air Force, but an old product like 12 years old, I think, for the Warthog. And of course, very realistic, sorry, replica. So yeah, we are proud to have like product that be approved by the real sector of the aviation. Okay, and this is, I think, our first strength, of course.
Thank you,
Ah,
Julien. Uh, just a few seconds back to the race,
yeah,
then
of
we will
course.
continue. Chen Churchill is at 1500 meters now. He's one of the leaders. He can win the world championship tonight, Chen, and he's just taking a thermal. So, how to explain quickly how this thing works? So the gliders, they are like 500 kilos. Uh, they have a mass of 500 kilos. Okay, the wingspan is 18 meters. So the length of the glider, the wingspan is 18 meters. Okay, and you can glide for approximately 45, 50 kilometers. So for 1,000 meter height, you can glide for 40, 45 kilometers at least in those 18-meter class gliders. And then to get some energy, some altitude, you need to climb in thermals. It's a shame we don't have Jean-David, one of our friends, doing the comments as well, because he's a flight instructor as well. He explains very well this, much better than I do, but I will try. So a thermal, just to make it quick, the sun has a lot of energy, okay? And it is hitting the ground, and when it's hitting the ground, it produces, well, you have a huge amount of air, of hot air mass that is going, rising straight into the air like this, and the gliders are using this hot air rising. It's like when you're boiling some water, when you want to cook, you see the rising air. And it's exactly the same, but you cannot really see it in real life, but you have the same things. And those thermals are located right underneath the clouds that you see in the screen. So that's why they know where they can go to find the thermals and to climb in Condor in the game. Then, yeah, they are trying to get the best of the weather, the best energy lines. There are not only thermals, there are some good energy lines. Some how to say that the rising air is there are a lot of rising air, but there are only a few spots where you can really climb. You cannot turn everywhere when the air is rising. It's a bit complex to explain like this, but anyway, uh, the race tonight, they have 250 kilometers to fly, and they are flying through several points. The first one to reach the finish line will win the race tonight, and then we will have the overall results and so on, and learn more about who has won the race. So the leading pack is Donna Pierluigi from France, Wojtek Soltyzik, who can still be the winner from Poland, Vic Schoenemakers, Bisek, Kuba from Poland, X-Ray Alpha is joining, and Arne Martin is right there. They are approaching turn point one. They are approximately 10 kilometers away, a bit less than that to turn point one. Turn point two is just behind, 11 kilometers away. Let's continue with the interview for a few minutes while we have the view from Arne Martin in his Venture 3. From Wojtek, sorry, it's Wojtek Soltyzik, this view with, you can see the VR. He has several screens and so on, but he has the VR headset, and he has a joystick and the throttle from Trustmaster. That's the throttle from the T16000M that he's using. He's using it as air brakes and as flaps. We use it for different things, as I've told you before. So yeah, he's flying like this, Wojtek, and it's pretty realistic. That's the view that he has in front of you. You can see what he's seeing right now in his headset. So that's pretty crazy to follow. He needs to be careful with the clouds because they get penalties if they get into the clouds, because it's dangerous to fly in the clouds and so on, because then they don't have any visibility and they can collide with someone else. So there are a lot of rules that they must respect. That's it. Let's continue while we are reaching turn point one. I've had a question, but we'll talk about that later. Why would the Condor community be interested in Trustmaster products? I've talked about the T16000M several times when we were talking about Trustmaster for the past few days. I think it's a pretty good joystick, very precise to fly. So yeah, why would the guys flying Condor be interested?
You answer like for me, of course, because yeah, you see like the proprietors using Trustmaster products. This is kind of like an honor for us, and yeah, because I think we are always keen to innovate, to push the boundaries while remaining accessible. We also try to suit all budgets because not everyone is prepared to invest the same amount, and that's totally understandable. Whether you're a beginner or an expert, sorry, the ecosystem of our flying products will help you find what you're looking for. It's malleable, but above all it can be improved by changing your stick, for example, or rudder pedals or throttle. And the vast majority of our products are compatible with each other's as well as with non-PC device, such an Xbox, for example, because we know that Microsoft Flight Simulator is free with the Game Pass on the Xbox, and you can
Mhm.
just use the hardware on whatever game you want. And Condor 2 is compatible with like all our products. So I
Yeah.
think it's you can like improve your stuff with all the product we have and all the ranges we have, the price ranges I will sell. And yeah, I think Trustmaster is like it's an expertise, like I said earlier. So yeah, you can trust our products. It's for that we name Trustmaster. And yeah, I think it's like the good point we have for our products. Yeah, question.
Now, it's not a question. Actually, we're coming up to turn point one, and we want to talk about that for a moment. That who is leading into turn point one, and Tim Mutson looks like it's going to be the first one who's going to turn on turn point one. Doesn't necessarily mean he's in the lead because it looks like at 1,800 meters, he's pretty good, and we have some other gliders up there, and one of them is Vicek, who is in a little higher. He's at 2,000, so that's 200 meters. That's more energy in the tank. And what we can see that the group overall is very close together. The race is just beginning to become interesting. And Tim is turning as we speak in turn 1, followed closely by KOA, Kilo Oscar Alpha, which which is Weak, Shoemaker, Vicek. Then with Dulici, sorry, what's the name? Arne Martin Güttler, also not too far behind. There's the first three, and Sean Churchill is slacking a little bit behind, so he needs to catch up.
So there, some of them after turn point 1, they are heading towards turn point 2 now, 11 kilometers away. A pretty good view from Arne Martin right now, I believe. Yes, that's correct. That's his glider. And you can see the view in front of him. He's flying with the virtual reality headset as well, Arne Martin. Julian, let's continue.
I have a question because I just see the race, watch the race with you. I'm a neophyte, sorry, so I need to ask like little question. Maybe this is like beginner question, but all the towers we see, light towers, they pass on. Okay, this is like checkpoint, or this is point strategic point like that can they can rise. Sorry, more altitude. Okay, just checkpoint.
No. So Timothée, maybe you can get back to the 2D view. So that's a turn point that we are seeing.
Okay.
We can see them. They can see them as well, but close range. So that's the task for today. And the turn points, the circles you've seen, that's the small things right there. So they were just right here. So that's they need to go through those turn points in the same. They cannot choose, okay, I'm going to go there and then there. They cannot choose the turn points. They all need to do the same task in the same direction.
Okay.
So turn point 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's it. They cannot do it another way. So that's why
it's like
they
a
are all very close.
It's like a racetrack in Formula 1. You got to follow the racetrack, and they go once around. They all start at the same time, and whoever finished first with a minimum height of 850 meters at the finish line and any other penalties will win the race.
Yeah.
And this is today race 7, which is the final race, and the top scorer gets 10 points. Today actually 11 because it's the last race, and the number 9 pilot gets 1 point.
Okay.
All right, so and everything below it gets no points.
In a regular race, it's like 10 points for the first one. So today 11 because there is a bonus point for the last winner of the last day of the competition. Basically.
I understand.
Then it's 8 points for the second, 7 for the third, and so on, up to 9. Down to 9, sorry, for 1 point.
Okay.
And as Norman said, it's all like Formula 1, but in the air. And the thing that does change, it's that the track which can move it every day. We just adapt to the weather, meaning we can go. We went as well just behind you. We went more or less everywhere in this area. We can just change the track depending on the weather. So that's the main difference with Formula 1. But basically, we race. The rules are kind of the same in virtual gliding. So that's very easy to understand for the followers and the viewers as well. So yeah, that's what we do. We can get back quickly to the 3D view. They are reaching the turn point 2 right here, climbing in a small thermal, because then afterwards they need to turn to the right, and there are not so much clouds there, so they need to get to stay high to get to the next turn points.
We can see in this view that Sean, who is actually in 3rd place overall, is really trailing hard. He is low and behind. That's going to be a tough one to catch up with and to make ends meet. So we'll find out. And we have the leaders, Tim and Arne and Wojciech, all right there, very strong, going for turn point 2. So really, really nice. And there's Arthur now being the first to turn on turn point 2. And the turn point has a cylinder, and you only have to touch the cylinder. You don't have to fly to the center of the cylinder, which is another little thing. So it has a radius of 3 kilometers, and you only have to scratch
meters.
it.
500 meters tonight.
Oh, 500 meters. So you only have to scratch it. Sorry, not 3. scratch it, and then go. And now we go onto the leg three towards turn point three, and this is the longest track we have today. It's quite long, and let's see how the clouds will play out for them. But here's a question from one of our YouTubers out in the world to you, Julien, and
Yeah.
he says, "Is Trustmaster thinking about producing a new force feedback joystick?"
Oh, new first feedback joystick. I think the R&D developments on the Trustmaster brand is very complicated. Okay, we have like a lot of product, but I can't tell a lot of things about that. But a new first I will say like maybe because maybe I can tell more about that, but yeah, maybe I can tell more, but maybe a lot of information comes through like you will have like a lot of information at the end of the year, or maybe at the beginning of the next year for the product we want to start. But you see like the TQS was announced. That was like a big product for us, and that take like a long time for prepare like the publicity, like the campaign with influencer. Okay, and so for now I can tell more, but maybe I can come back to an event here and tell more about a new product that has a feedback for us. But
Th-
for now
th-
I can tell.
that's a good answer. I will take it.
Of
I will
course.
take it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Thank you, Julien.
Thank you.
Will we see you? So you said maybe you will come back, but we will see. Will we see? Sorry, Trustmaster at other events like this one? Will you continue support the FAI Virtual Gliding Initiative and what you're seeing on the screen right now?
Yeah, we want to sponsoring events such as the FAA virtual gliding events, of course, which are exciting and above all rewarding project for us, enabling us to discover like and introduce, of course, people to disciplines such as virtual planners. Um, which I confess, like I said earlier, I didn't know very well much about before, or at least the esport part we are witnessing today. Don't know about all the esport around these disciplines. So yeah, and we are constantly on the lookout for interesting projects. That we can help or promote, like your project, of course. Our aim is to become a driving force in the aviation sim community, while doing this true influential partnership, often we with more or less crazy project. Of course, influencer have like a lot of project that's very crazy. So
Mhm.
yeah, I think we just want to be here for all the passionate of aviation, whatever you make, whatever you pilot. Okay, and yeah, I think this is the answer. We are here for you.
Thank you, Julien.
Just as quick, so
The
we're on the same track, Julien. We're on the same track with soaring, which is such a small niche market in the world,
Mhm.
and especially in the sim world, it's becoming through due to Condor 2 and now possibly Condor 3 within the next 6 months. We're really trying to push forward and outward to
Mhm.
make the flying, the pilot world, aware of, hey guys, there's a world called soaring and
Mhm.
very competitive, very strong. And the combination between very good hardware and software is key to make any sport, any e-sport, very
Mhm.
successful. And so I'm very happy to hear what you're planning on doing, and I'm glad to know that you're on board with us, creating this opportunity to support the viewers, the players, the sportsmen, to make this a better and bigger market for all. And we'll see how this plays out.
Yeah, that's the goal, of course. I know all the community of flying in general, like the military side or the civilian side. There is like a lot of passionate. This is a passion you work with, and a lot of people can work and live with their passion. So we are here for all the people that work but make this on their playtime, okay, after work or something else. And we are here for all this player. Of course, we make our possible to just push all the project we can push, okay? And yeah, I'm very exciting to be here with you, and I'm it's glad an honor to just push like project when Antoine come to me for push the project. I think the project was very clear and very big, and I was very surprised by all the thing you do with a niche project, like you say, okay? And this is what I want to push when I was in the time I am in Toastmaster, sorry. So yeah, you see my face like a lot for the next year on this type of event, and I will be happy to sponsor that. Yeah,
Super.
Thank you,
Well,
Julien. Thank you.
we hope
of
to
course.
see you at one time in a glider, virtually or for real, and so you know what
Yeah,
it actually means to fly. You
Oh
know,
I
because
yes,
already. Yeah,
I'm
it
very
will happen. It will happen someday, because
I
yeah,
really want.
as you as you can hear, we are both French. We can hear the accent. So at one point, for sure, there's going to be something that can only happen.
Yes,
Uh,
Antoine, of course. So we are French. We both
yeah, you
accent.
can also eat the
yes,
ground. I heard eat the ground. That's
yeah,
how it works
yeah.
with the sun.
It, he, heat, Heating the ground. Yeah.
That's
Apologies.
funny.
Uh, yeah. What we will do, I will ask one last question, and then we've made a giveaway uh, stuff
Yeah.
on Facebook and Instagram already. I've done the drawing at well 1 hour and 15 minutes ago,
Mhm.
just at the beginning of the live when we were waiting. So we will announce that after the question,
Oh, cool. Yeah.
and then we will have some slides to show you how to buy Trustmaster stuff again with a QR code, how to buy Condor if you want to start as well. One last question.
Mhm.
Yeah, well, we talked about it a little bit already. Uh, what does it looks like virtual gliding for you from the outside when you see for the first time those races here in front of you?
Mhm.
It's a bit weird because you don't really know it. So
Mhm.
when we had the meetings, what were your reaction? You were surprised or enthusiastic? What was the main thing that you felt
Mhm.
with virtual
Uh,
gliding?
I think, as I could say just before, I think it is above all the fact of discovering a new environment. Okay, I don't know, sorry about like all the things you can do and I don't know like the game Condor 2. Okay, I don't know anything about this game, and I just with my call with you, I just discovered like a new world. Like with an esport part, like a big fan base. Okay, it's a niche play and game, but I discovered like an environment that was quite exciting. Okay, on the other end, sorry. I find the technique and skills to have quite unique. Um, for example, it's totally different from a classic Renault race with engine that I can see like Renault race on Microsoft Flight Simulator or DCS if you want to make with a military airplane. Uh, and here we feel that is above all the anticipation and the knowledge on the different factors I'm here with you like for since 20 minutes, and I see like a lot of commentary and think that I maybe understand half, okay, but yeah, I see that that's like skills that is very different. Like take the hot wind for grind on the sky, okay, and take the altitude you need for finish the race or something like that. Okay, all these factors. Okay, like the climates too. For the parkours, know the parkours. Maybe, and this is a question I want to ask you after. But
Yeah,
this is like a lot of anticipation. Anticipation
yeah. It's key.
is a
It's
good
key.
factor. It's key. Okay, it's
Yeah,
key.
it's key in
Of
the
course.
game. Yeah.
I see that anticipation is the key when I see all the pilots take different way for
Yeah.
finish the race. I don't know about the checkpoint. I was thinking about the pilot just prepare like a parkour, okay, for that is better for us. And but with the checkpoint, this is another dimension to count for the race. So yeah, very exciting to discover this. This is the part. I think I take like a slap on my face, okay, when I see all the things we can do on this game.
Yeah, yeah. It's everyone who is trying gliding or virtual gliding is always like amazed, and the people then they cannot stop doing this sport.
Mhm.
And the when you try it for real in the for the very first time, sometimes you can be a little bit sick, but you're like, what the hell is this thing? Like, I want to try again and again and again, because the sensation that you feel are out of nowhere. You cannot feel that anywhere else,
Mhm.
even in a commercial plane and so on. You cannot have the feeling that you can feel when when you enter a thermal with the ground heating the ground, the sun heating the ground with those. No, it's crazy to do. That's why we will need at some point to fly together with maybe all the Trustmaster guys. That would be awesome to do.
I
But
pray
yeah,
for
yeah, yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah. No, no, we need to do this at some point, because it's another world indeed, and uh, a lot of people still need to discover it. And I think with all the technology that is coming forward now, it will be much easier, and maybe it's going to be the sport, the top sport in 10 years from now. So
Yeah,
I'm really optimistic about what it will become.
and this is
Uh,
ecologic with
yeah, yeah,
no engine.
exactly.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
It's it's super green. It's super green. That's why it has a huge potential for the future as
I
well.
think so. Yeah. Mm.
Yeah, yeah. Uh,
So
wha-
just before we go into the
yeah.
giveaway of the Thrustmaster giving, we want to check out the race right now, and
Yeah.
they seemed like the cloud street that they have found. It seemed to be just going from one cloud to another, just catching up another 50 meters, 60 meters while they're flying through. It's very interesting to see. And we have two groups that have developed. We have the group here onto the right, which includes Vicek with 27 points in the leaderboard, really, really strong. And we have to the left, if you look above, we have TKM, which is Tim Mutson, who has 21 points and he's leading. And he has only 1,300 meters. I'll take it all back. He's leading maybe by distance, but not by energy. So, and that cloud that he looked at just fell apart. So he's not in the greatest position, even though he's leading right now. So we have two groups, left and right, but the right group with Vicek and Arne Martin Güttler are the strongest one right now. Ben Fest is back. He took his risk and he is still in second place with distance, but only at 1,500 meters. And we're looking in the far distance, as you can see, Arne Martin Güttler, David Redman, Thomas Meyer, and all of them are much, much higher and only slightly behind. So they are definitely have more energy in the tank and ready to go and staying high and fast. Really nice to see. So back to you, Antoine and Julien. Let's see who has the winner of today and get a take something home good.
Thank you, Norman. Well, just to recap, we've made a giveaway
I'll be right
prize
back.
with Trustmaster on Facebook and Instagram. You needed to like the post, follow Trustmaster and FAI Virtual Gliding, share the post, comment the post on Facebook and or on Instagram to increase your chances. We will announce the winners in just a few seconds. And then the next slide will be about buying Condor or about buying Trustmaster stuff. We have still 15% off with FA 15 until the 4th of September. So you have 2-3 more days left. If you want to buy something, you have the QR code here redirecting to a link. You can buy something starting from 50 euros. The T16000M is really great, very precise. I would advise to buy this one if you want to start virtual gliding, and you can buy Condor 2 now. You will get Condor 3 for free in a few months if you buy Condor 2 now. We've had the discussion with Chris from Condor, and he's told us, yeah, you can start virtual gliding now already. Don't worry, you're not going to buy the game twice in 6 months. We will give you the next game for free
Oh, good
if you
point,
buy.
Antoine. Don't know about that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So that's really cool. He announced that 3 days ago. So you can start virtual gliding today, and it's going to be the same price is said as well for the next game. So if you start now, they will give you a license for the next game as well. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Let's get back to the live, and I will announce the winners with Julien.
Mm-hmm.
So on Instagram, the winner of the draw is Ezequiel Del Viento from Argentina,
Oh,
winner of the prize. I think he's pretty happy. And on Facebook, it's
congratulations.
Martin Edekers. I think he's from Belgium or the Netherlands, seeing by the name. So I think Belgium, but I need to check on Facebook. So we will contact you later on. And on the screen right now, you have the prize for the winner of this race tonight, of this event. So that's one Otas Warthog and the T-Flight Rudder pedals from Trustmaster for
The
the winner.
legendary Otis Warthog
Yeah,
since
ex-
12 years.
I want that.
exactly.
Can I
E-
win?
You need to participate, of course.
I think there's one guy who is flying with the Otas Warthog. I need to find again. I've seen a comment yesterday or something like this about the Otas Warthog. I think one of them is flying with this one actually. So I need to find because what we do at the end of each event usually
Mhm.
is doing a small a questionnaire to ask the pilot what they thought about the event, what we can improve, and so
Yeah,
on.
of course.
And I usually ask, what is your setup? Because I want to know the winners, what they are using, what are the others using, and so on. And we need to have some statistics to see what are the best stuff, what you need to aim for, and so on. So it's really cool, and I'm looking forward for the next one because I will be able to have the setup from everyone.
And they will
Really
say
cool.
like they will say yeah, I'm used real Virpil, okay. And I say, okay, this permission. Okay.
Exactly. Well, it's been so great to have you, Julien,
Yeah,
tonight. So
thank you. Thank you
I
all,
hope
and congrats for the winner of the contest. Okay, I will just send
He's
all the credit.
he's typing like crazy on YouTube. He's so thankful. He's so thankful for
really.
make this
I
happening.
I need to check this. I need to check this up.
Need to check
You
Yeah,
can
he's
this.
read the
like,
comments if you want, Norman. Huh?
well, he's saying, I can't believe it. I'm gonna cry, guys. I am Ezekiel, especially for I live in this hard country. Oh, I don't know where he's from, but he's so
From
grateful.
Argentina, I think.
Oh,
Yeah.
So he's really, really thankful. Thank you so much, Julian and
That's
Thrustmaster, and
great.
of course FAI to make this possible for all of us, and for this guy to get this beautiful gift. And for him, it's a big gift, you know.
yeah, me
And
too. Hmm.
that is awesome, super guys. Much appreciated for sure, for sure.
I think if I have a message for him, we are very happy to just give the opportunity to people to who want to fly. Okay, it's our goal first. Okay, it's equip like all the people that are passionate by flying, like I say earlier, and yeah, of course. We are very happy. If you're happy too, we are happy. So yeah, thank you for love to have a Trustmaster stuff. Sorry, and yeah, thank you for the invitation on the streamcast. I will say, and I'm very happy to be here on the next time. Okay, maybe for comment with you the race, because yeah,
Yeah.
of course I don't have the knowledge and the skill for make that here, but
Not yet,
you
but it will come. It will come.
you just you just make me interesting of the race. So yeah, I will just improve myself on the subject. Okay, and I will come back and just comment the next race. I will be here. It's a promise. Okay.
Thank you
We
so
got
much,
you hooked.
Julien.
Don't worry. We got the fishing line out. We're doing.
Oh fuck the
we're getting you. Don't worry.
Oh, the clip, the clip is here, guys. All the chat come with the clip, okay? Just the clip, and I will be here, okay?
Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much,
guys.
Julien. I wish you a very good evening, and
Thank you, you too.
yeah, just enjoy your weekend, and we talk to you soon together to make this
Thank you,
happen for
guys.
those guys.
Thank you,
Thank you
guys.
so
Thank
much
you. Thank you to the
for
chat. Bye
joining
bye.
and
And
for
also,
supporting us.
surely by Trustmaster Think. This is the best product ever. Okay. Thank you guys. Bye bye. Ciao.
Thank,
Ciao.
Nice.
thank you,
Have a good
Julien. Bye
race.
bye. Thank you. It was great.
All
We are
right.
back. Norman, what do we
Yes,
see here?
we see a lot of clouds and a lot of good fishtailing here. We continue on this leg two towards turn point three, and fantastic to see that two of the leaders are in this pack, as we can see, and it's Anna Martin Güttler as well as Wojciech, and those two are leading this. And Wojciech is turning to the right. He must be seeing something over there that we don't see right now, but the rest is staying straightforward. And yeah, it's great to see this race. It's developing. We have a couple of different groups popping up, and not many big risk taking in the front lead part, but yet it's getting closer and closer. Distance flown 125, so we're basically at halftime. We're halfway through with the race, and we can see here in the 2D that Sean is still far behind. So he really must have messed up in leg one. That's a bummer. And the rest is pretty much, if you look at it, is a straight line. If you would take a ruler, except for the height difference, and we can see it on the right, the height difference. Ben Fast down below, TKM at 1600, and if you look above, Wojciech as well as Arne Martin Güttler are pretty high. I don't. Oh, there he is, 1,700 meters, and Wojciech is 1,800 meters. So they're all pretty much still alike. There's not much in it at all. It is so close, guys. We can't tell. I wouldn't be able to tell who's going to win this race, number one, or who's becoming world champion. I can't tell you. Not an idea. Not a clue.
It's very interesting to see those 4 packs right here. Yeah, Sean's still falling behind, but I'm sure he will be able to catch them up and to have to be there at the end of the race. Very, very interesting. Arne Martin is in the middle pack. Benfest with TKM, Tim Madsen, and Darius Gudjunas. Very interesting. They are working 3, 4, 5 pilots together in each pack. Just stopping here for a few moments. I'm seeing on Facebook a comment from Martin Erdekens, the winner from the Facebook giveaway event, saying thank you very much from Belgium, indeed. So congratulations to you on Facebook. They are all both super happy. I hope we're gonna be able to send you more products from Trustmaster in the coming races in the World Series and obviously for next year. So that's probably gonna happen for
Remember,
the next
the hook
races.
is set. We're already wheeling him in. We got it.
So yeah,
Like,
I'm super happy for you, for all of you, and I hope we're gonna get more stuff for all of you to continue doing some virtual gliding. I don't want to see anymore someone flying Condor 2 or 3 with a mouse or with the keyboard. I want to see you all, yeah, flying with a joystick. So we need to make this happen, to have promotions with a big manufacturer like Trustmaster, and we need to be able to have giveaways for everyone who want to enter the contest. So yeah, let's get back to the race. I'm very happy for both of them.
so here you can see on the left side, even with the wrong point scores, the 4 leaders.
For Wojtek, I'm gonna send that
it's
again.
All right. It's okay. It's 27. We just need to scratch that out. 27. They are the leaders. They are the ones who are fighting for the World Cup. And guys who've been following us all along today or before know this is the key. And we already said we don't know yet, even though we're halfway through. The average speed is quite high the way this looks. And today's race is definitely a cloud-to-cloud race. And hardly any risk-taking. Ben tried it earlier. Ben tried to do a risk-taking thing. But Zipcheck right here is 1,840 meters. Everybody's staying high and fast. High and fast is the key right now to today's task setting and today's task in Italiano and the Italian beautiful mountains. And where are we at here, guys? Anything else?
So Bisekos is right there, well flying.
He is in 5th, so he still has a chance of grabbing 2nd or 3rd. So
Oh yeah,
he's in a good position. He's high up. He's up front, and throw the third leg right now. We can tell there's different groups left and right, and you can see in the background the gaggles, how beautiful, strong these thermals are. As you mentioned in the beginning, today is a strong thermal day, so the average are probably between 3.5 meters per second going up. Very strong, and the only way you can lose this game is by making some unwanted choices, or picking a cloud that's definitely not taking you up or is falling apart. But these guys have been flying for months and years, and they know when a cloud is falling apart. Especially now, halfway into the race, they know what's good and what's not good. And there we can see the leader of the race, the leader of the scoreboard in second place right there. They are so strong. What to do, guys?
Can we get back to the two?
Nobody's making mistakes, it seems. How can you commentate about that?
Yeah, exactly. But that was the point as well, to get a fair race and to have a close and tight finish at the end of the race. So we have the first group on the north side with Benfest, Darius, and Tim Madsen. Then right in the middle, Wojtek is right there with Donapia, Luigi, Vic Schoenemakers, and Arne Martin. Sean Churchill is behind with Charlie November, Norbert Kiss. And then we have Redman, Vitold, Alpha 33, so Arthur Zuk, in another pack, KMI behind, GKK and GHK behind. So Wojtek is leading with Zbisek. Alpha Mike is a little bit behind, Tim Madsen as well, and Sean Churchill is dropping behind, but he can obviously come back without any problem. He needs to
he's
climb
high
very
right
well.
now. He's high at 2,000 meters, so he has lots of energy in the tank, compared to Tim Madsen, TKM, who's at 1,450 meters and just at 1,500. So Sean is kind of like catching up again with that crowd, which is kind of nice. Good to see he's catching. Ben Fast over there, he's definitely not as good today. He's probably still racing with his keyboard on the little laptop, and that's a tough one to do. He needs a Thrustmaster in his travel bag. That'd be nice to have. We can see again. It's so hard to judge this standings right now because the leaders are not making big mistakes. They're all very similar. So again, with that said, I think Arne Martin Güttler, with his 30-point lead, 4 points over the next one, is right now the strongest possibility. But Vicek being on top of everyone else with his 27 points might take it. In Cuba, good view from him to see flying, catching up, 2,000 meters. It is really just flying from cloud to cloud today. You made it too easy.
Maybe it was too easy. Maybe. That's a possibility. We needed something that was fast today. They had more than 4 hours of live streaming in the real race. That would mean in Europe, we would end up at least at midnight. And for the pilots, it would not be easy as well. We need to have a format that does work for esports. So we have to replicate the real races when they are doing some real races, but it needs to stay within our limits as well. So we need to adapt the weather to stay within the audiovisual limits that we implemented to keep the same format for virtual Sailplane Grand Prix. That's it. I'm looking forward to see where someone can make a difference. We are abeam Pavullo, or they are just crossing Pavullo airfield now. The pilots going towards the turn point 3. So turn point 3, for information, it was about 100 and I'm just getting back to the task sheet now. It was 117 kilometers from turn point 2 to turn point 3. They have flown 143 kilometers out of 248 kilometers. So we are at more than half race. You can see Pavullo just behind and Mirage, the reporting point. So Mirage If you don't know why it's called Mirage, it's because it's the name of a manufacturer, a ceramic manufacturer, very famous there for architecture, interiors, and so on. That is just next to Pavullo, behind the valley of Pavullo. Yeah, there are a lot of manufacturers in the area here near Pavullo. You've seen Carrara for the marble, but there is as well Modena for the Ferraris, and that's interesting as well. If you love racing.
We have a very interesting comment, and I must agree with him. This is from Dan Daly. He says, use contest numbers, please, for those who don't go by first names, because people don't know if TKM is Tim Mutson or Zulu or any one of these, BF for Ben Fast. But so he suggests that we should use the names as they are displayed on the tail number, and that makes actually sense. So I apologize, Dan. And thank you for the suggestions, because we're so into this.
We know the names. No, we know the names. I see them quite often.
Right.
So yeah.
We agree to X-Ray Alpha, Joshua Arns. X-Ray Alpha are now in view, and we'll follow that suggestion. So appreciate that. 2,100 meters tall, going for it. Next cloud, straight flight. And again, there's hardly any deviations from the track. You just need to stay on it and find the next cloud, because they're all really, really strong today. And makes it easy. And fast, as you said, fast and easy. So can we see possibly the average speed that we've been going and see where they're at? That would be very helpful. There it is, 135 kilometers per hour. The track is 250, so we're going to stay in that 2-hour window the way it looks. And the final glide usually adds a little bit to it, so we're going to end up somewhere in the 140s to
at least 140.
Yeah.
That's what we believe will be at least 140, 145 at least. That's the aim for tonight's race. 136 is not bad so far. Now they will reach some of the ridges, and the speed should increase a little bit, because they're going to get a little bit more energy. The energy lines will be slightly better. Here, going to the right, we can see Vitol, David Redman on the right side of the screen, with KMI as well, while some others are flying straight to the cumuluses. But yeah, there are not a lot of cumuluses in front of them, so they need to get some help from the ridges. The wick is weak, sorry. Very going perpendicular to those ridges, hitting, let me find with my stick, right there, maybe for 9 kilometers per hour. So it's not very powerful, but it can help a little bit the pilots. Tonight, we can only get the altitudes for all of them on the 2D view so far. So we need to go back to 2D if you want to have a look at the altitude. But yeah, it's not a big pack anymore. Several small packs flying together, 2 to 5 gliders per pack. So different dynamics in the race so far. Some are making some differences. And what's interesting is that we can see Arne Martin and Wojtek Soltysic, the leaders that are in front of the race, with Wojtek taking a good thermal, I believe, +5 to the left, maybe a small inside view from Wojtek or Arne Martin. Arne Martin is joining just below. We are at the front of the race right now with Wojtek Soltysic, 96 BPM. Very nice view. With his camera here, you can see the full setup from Wojtek, and on the right side, just next to Norman, you have his flight computer to check what's the task, how you can improve your climb and so on. It's it's a pretty good one. This one seems like at least 4 meters per second, maybe 4.5, 4.7. Seems like a good one. Yeah, 4 meters I've seen on the McCready, so it looks quite good for Wojtek. 100 BPM now, but he's quite calm. That's a calm pilot, the Polish pilot today. So climbing in front of the race and leading the race, he needs to win. He absolutely needs to win. Wojtek almost sorry at the cloud base. He needs to be careful with those penalties. He must leave now. He must leave now. He has to take the lead of the race. Look how beautiful it is. It's very realistic, right?
Yes,
When coming out of that cloud, it's crazy.
yes, I love that actually. And sometimes you have to pull the spoiler to not go into the cloud, and I've done that numerous times. And
Yeah,
when you're this high and the draft is just drawing you in, you just put the stick forward and pull the spoiler out just to get out of there without keep flying into the clouds, because we do in VFR, so we don't have the instruments or are allowed to fly in the clouds, not necessarily, at least not here in the US. And the rules are stay out of the clouds, otherwise you get penalties in this game, in this simulation, in this virtual Sailplane Grand Prix, race number 7. And for everybody who does not know, this is a four-leg racetrack, starting from 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're on our way to the third turn point. The track is 250 kilometers long, and we're about an hour into the race. And that's what we
1 hour and
guys.
10 minutes. 1 hour and 10 minutes exactly into the race now. They are following the first ridges of the day for them, and they're going to go very close to that valley towards the Mugello track, but they will stop before Mugello. They will go just to Futa that you can see there in the background of the screen. Stopping just next to the highway going between Bologna and Firenze that you're now used to know after a few days of racing in the Apennine Mountains. Tim Madsen has taken another way towards that turn point. He's making his own flight, just doing his stuff. He doesn't want to be too close to Wojtek, so Sol, and to Arne Martin Alpha Mike. Doesn't want to get too close. He needs to do his own race. Why? Because he's a little bit behind. He's on fourth position overall. He has 21 points. He needs to score 11 to win the race, to try to win the world championship. He needs
Right.
to win the race. He has no other option. He cannot win if he's second. So he needs to take more risk. He needs to take other routes, another way to go to the waypoints every time. And now is the time for him to make the differences, because after the turn point 3, the famous turn point 3 that we will reach in a few minutes, we will go back to Mirage, the reporting point, for 48 kilometers. It's going to be 1 or 2 thermals to get back home. So it's going to be very interesting. 54 kilometers to fly between turn point 3 and the finish line. So 1
So
to 2
54.
thermals.
If you calculate it, the best L over G with 1,000 meters, you're able to get there. It
Yeah.
should be no problem. And right now we have 80 kilometers left in the race. So people are looking at how many more clouds do I need, or can I just start pushing it? But then again, you're used to McGrady. And then at this point, when we're having the average of 3 to 4 meters per cloud, so then McGrady is probably going up to 4 meters, maybe even 5. And the McGrady will tell you this is the time to push forward and go for it, So the speed's definitely going to increase very soon, because people are thinking it's time to do the last attack and do the final glide, which is coming up in probably 20 minutes max. Then they do the final glide. And yeah. AM Anton, Alpha Mike for Arne Martin Goodler. There we go. He is the leader of the race, and he's very close behind our other friend SOL, which is SOL. Sierra Oscar Lima. I'm sorry, Sierra Oscar Lima right there with 31 points. Though those two are flying, and if Sierra Oscar Lima is leading the way he is and gets 2 or 3 people between Arne Martin Goodler, then he is the world champion. But only then, because there's 4 points. So he has to have 2 gliders in between. 2 other plane between him and Arne Martin Goodler. And Darius, who is hold on, Darius is in what position?
He is a little bit behind Tim Matson now. So Tim Matson is just in front of him, of Darius, but you can see the whole pack here. That's why you
Yeah.
have this view. You can see how everyone is spaced here. You can see Wojtek with a very good lead and Arne Martin just behind. But Arne Martin has 31 points, 4 more points than Wojtek. So he can be second today if Wojtek wins, and it will still be enough to win the world final tonight. So it doesn't have to take too much risk. That's correct now with 27 points. That's some magic. You see, Norman, that's some magic. We work in the background here, you know. It's very serious work being made. And we have Darius taking a thermal, maybe with Tim Matson above him, maybe.
It's very
No,
nice
he
to see
continues.
how much they really pull up, and then they do this 90-degree angle, then ease into the 45. Very, very nice to see it from this view, because you don't see that in real life as to what they do. But here in the virtual world of Condor, you have a chance to see how it's done right, how it's done for the world-class soaring pilots here. One of a week, which is Kilo Oscar Echo. He's also a very strong competitor. He's 7th right now. He still has the chance. He still has the chance of getting onto the podium if he wins. And if he wins and Sean becomes no scoring points, then he has a chance to actually still become 3rd place podium holder, bronze medal. But we're getting close to this point where questions will be asked. The good thing is with TKM, Tito Kilo Mike, is that he is directly on the line towards turn point 3. And so he's probably the closest by distance to the turn point. And he is right now at TKM. He's only at 1,500 meters.
Yeah.
That's not high.
Yeah, that's not high enough compared to Wojtek, Soltysic at 1,800 meters now. They are flying different routes. Maybe we'll have some luck and the cumuluses will be better in the valley. They are above those ridges here. Maybe it will be there at the right time. We will only see and have a look at who might be the potential winner tonight after turn point 3. I think that before it's a bit it's a bit too early to make some bets. Wojtek is very well placed. That's we can see that on the screen. And Sean Churchill is still behind. He needs to catch up.
Churchill is Sierra 19 for all the people who don't know. Sierra 19.
Yeah.
Churchill, who is right now overall in 3rd place with 25 points. He has caught up. He has definitely sped up, and he has left some people behind, and he is high. He is at 2,036 meters. So he's trying to catch up and make up for the goodness. And he's such a good pilot. I have flown with him many times, and he knows what he's doing. I'm surprised he's that far behind. But he made a mistake on the first track, on the first lap, and that's where he fell behind. And now he's paying for it, but he's catching up. Really nice to see on this 2D view for sure. And then look at this, TKM, Tango Kilo Mike, is coming over, basically going back to mingle with the main pack, or there's somewhat a nice cumulus clouds on the blue line. We don't know, but they're all coming together. But he's low. He's very, very low, 1,400 meters. And Ben, very low. That's a bummer. We'll see. Oh, he's found a thermal right now. That's why he flew that way. Okay. He's definitely found something. He's going up.
Yeah,
let's go back to the regular view, please.
To the 3D view in Condor in just a few seconds. With Vic Schoenemakers from the Netherlands, 210 kilometers per hour, 1,700 meters. The hype is going to come for the arrival in just a few minutes from now. You can see some cumulus clouds here at the end of this nice ridge. And there is one on the left that Vic is going to try right now. One very big cloud is very close to the turn point 3 here, but I think the 2 clouds there, with the help of the ridge, are not that bad. Let's see what Wojtek and Arne Martin are doing, all turning left. So Vic made a good option here. is won maybe 20 seconds because they are all turning left, and he was already going to the left. So shortest way compared to those guys. Oh, and Wojtek is trying to get something. Arne Martin as well, just above Wojtek now. We can go to the leading pack because it seems like they are both flying neck and neck right now.
Wow, this is very close, so really close. And Alpha Mike is pulling up strong,
And he's
taking that
above. He's
super.
above now.
Wow,
He's
and
above.
he's
Wojtek.
above. That means he's leading the race.
Yeah.
Clearly leading the race. And as the 31 points. And oh, look at this. Actually, Wojciech, Sierra Oscar Lima decides to carry on. He's like, that cloud ain't good enough for me. I'm not taking it. Oh, it looks like it's falling apart, maybe. That's
No,
why.
I think it's okay so far, but indeed some are leaving. Maybe they think it's not strong enough. There are other choices. They are high enough.
Yeah, look, he's
And
leading. He's
yeah,
not gaining.
Arne
He's
Martin is
losing.
leaving. Arne Martin is leaving. That's why he's accelerating.
Speeding up, right?
When indeed speeding up. When you see that the circle is going down, it means that they are accelerating to leave the thermal.
That's a new one building, a new cloud building right there. If you look at it, you can see it right over the turn point 3 to the left. Yeah, everybody's flying towards it. Alpha Mike is as well. So that was a interesting moment. That could have been actually the win or the loss right there by staying for one or more turns for Alpha Mike, Arno Martin Goodler. He take 2 turns and he realized this was not a good choice. Where Wojciech said, I'm going to get out of here quickly because this is not carrying the way I would like it. So now he's behind again. That's seconds lost. Seconds lost. How is TKM, Tango Kilo Mike, doing? Because he was in a thermal. And has he caught up? Is he up high again? Was it a strong one? Can we see for a second, please?
Yeah, Tim Madsen. Let's have a look. So Arne Martin still over Wojtek, and Tim Madsen is right there. Eyes behind. He is turned to the right.
Right.
He will be with Sean. He will be with Sean Churchill because Sean is going to be to the right of Tim Madsen as well. Sorry,
Right.
I know Tim is doing a lot of stuff at the same time because we're going to show you something in a few moments from today's race in the real Sailplane Grand Prix. We will have a look in a few seconds or in a few minutes. We can keep the screen with Darius Gutjunas trying to climb.
Sorry, this gives an opportunity for all the other pilots who are not right now in second or third or fourth, an opportunity to catch up and possibly get the extra points to go onto the podium. So Tango Kilo Mike as well as Sarah 19, Sean Churchill are both behind and giving the other guys the opportunity, which is Zicek, which is Zulu Bravo Yankee, as well as
let's stop there. We are reaching turn point 3, and we are seeing some risky attacks from Donna Pierluigi, the Frenchman with Kuba, the Polish pilot. So 269 is turning turn point 3 with Kuba right now. We are 1 hour and 25 minutes into the race so far, and they are reaching turn point 3. 54 kilometers are remaining into that race. Witold Rozak, third to reach that turn point. Arthur Duke from Poland at 5:33 is there. Vic Schoenemakers as well. And they are just turning to come back towards the thermal because all of those pilots are here and they are marking the thermals, meaning you can get back very easily inside it because you will see the other pilots here thermaling, so it's much easier to do. Nevertheless, the guys are not crazy. They are leaving. They don't want to give them an advantage, so they just leave the thermal. They're going to turn and come back. So the ones who wanted to win something are losing something, and it's the opposite happening. It's often the case in virtual and even real races in gliding or in soaring, if you want to call it soaring, because you're from America, man.
Well, it's the language, no? It's soaring, it's gliding, it's all the same thing, no?
It's all the same, but I love both. I love soaring as well.
Right.
Honestly. Yeah.
and the American Association called the Soaring
Yeah,
SSA. You know,
yeah, I know, I
so
know, I know. It's
Soaring
just
Society
I
America.
think
So yep, yep, yep.
gliding is just a European thing, something like this, and yeah, and in South America, it's planeadores everywhere because it's everyone speaks Spanish almost. So yeah, in
So
Brazil,
now we
it's
can see turn
FF
point 3 is completed,
Brasileiros.
and Arne Martin Güttler took the opportunity to head on to see if that cloud where Kilo Oscar Echo is turning right now, and we'll see if this is a strong one, closely followed by X-Ray Alpha, and behind Arne Martin Güttler is Vicek. So we'll see if this cloud will possibly give them the final glide. You know, if they go up to 2,000, that's the final glide, guys. I would pretty much, I'm almost betting on it. And boy, oh boy, oh boy, we have now 3 pilots ahead. That's points for the others. That's not points for Arne Martin Güttler. That's points for Kilo Oscar Alpha, Zulu Bravo Yankee, and they are now leading the game, and they're the ones who are going to get the points, and
That
possibly, you know,
that would be okay for him. He's the leader. If it's not one of the 4 that can win,
right?
they can be in front of him. For him, it's quite okay, I think. If they are all here and Wojtek and Tim and Sean are behind, that's all good for him anyway. So he's just gonna take it. If the leaders are those ones, go for the race win, guys. I let you win. That's what I would do.
Yeah, but Kilo Oscar,
In cycling, it's the same as well. You know, when there is
yeah,
a small
but
group detaching from the main pack, if
but
you run for the overall, you're not gonna want to win the daily win. You're gonna let it to the guys who helped you to win the championship in the end.
yeah, but
It's
Kilo
kind of
Oscar Echo week has an opportunity to go onto the podium, and he's leading the race right now.
oh yeah,
So for him, it's a huge advantage, and it's more people he can leave behind him, including the top 1 or 2 or 3. That's
yeah,
points in his pocket, you know, and
exactly,
possibly
man.
the podium. So this is really exciting for him to be able to be on top right now at the last thermal or close to the last final glide thermal. Strong performance right now, as well as from Zulu Bravo Yankee, as well as always X-Ray Alpha is there as well, and X-Ray Alpha is close. He's 14 points in the overall leading, so he cannot make the podium, but he sure can throw somebody's wrench by meaning blocking somebody else to gain the points and stay on the podium. Because right now Sean Churchill, who is Sierra 19, he is so close of losing his podium spot by being so far behind and everybody else, as we can see on the screen. Very close racing. Wow,
Arne
wow,
Martin
wow.
Güttler leaving this thermal. We can see Kuba Alpha 33, Arthur Zuk and Vitor Rozak a little bit a little bit in front of the race, but way below. And those guys are really well placed here. Arne Martin Güttler, Kilo Oscar Echo, Vic Schoenemakers, and Zbisek Tkos. Zbisek, he can still get the second place for sure. He can get on the podium, be the vice world champion tonight. So for Zbisek, that's a lot of points. A lot of points.
And here they are once again pulling up. You know, we're at 1900 meters. They're going to turn because it's a strong one. Strong one. You can tell it's strong.
Vic tried. Zbisek decided to continue. Arne Martin pulled up. He's taking it. He's
Yeah, it's a
taking
strong
it.
thermal. Might as well take it. And here's the guys who's thinking 900 meters. Good luck, guys. Oh,
Yeah,
no.
I've seen that yesterday.
Right.
It reminds me of something.
They really took the risk of flying that far in advance
Yeah.
without staying high. And here we see that weak Kilo Oscar Echo staying high, taking the max height, and I have a feeling this might be his final glide.
201 kilometers. He needs to 202. He needs to fly 46 more kilometers. So that's gonna be tight. He can make it straight, but flying at 140 kilometers per hour, probably 130. So we will need to take one more climb for 300 meters later on to be able to fly at 210 kilometers, just like what Arne Martin is doing.
And
Because
he has
today
a
they need to
beautiful
fly.
comparison right there between Vicek and Arne Martin Güttler.
Yeah.
Arne is above him, but almost next to him. So there is nothing, there's seconds only between the two. And these are the ones who are going to take first and second somehow if nothing changes. This is the way it looks right now. If this game is a simulation, stays the way it is, you're looking at the first and second spot. But then again, you don't know. Oh,
So, guys, what is that? You may wonder what's going on here. That's a picture we've received a few minutes ago, live from the main place in Pavullo. There is the Italian TV here filming as well, and the public from Pavullo to be there for the closing ceremony of the 11th series of the FAI Sailplane Grand Prix, the real event that took place in Pavullo. The winner of the 11th series of the Sailplane Grand Prix, the world champion, the new world champion, is Stefan Langer, the well-known YouTuber from Germany, a friend of ours who came several times here to comment the races. So we are all super happy for Stefan. Really good guy, and he really deserved it. He is at the first day win in Pavullo, and then always strong and consistent performances. The second place is for Eric Borgman on the left in orange there from the Netherlands. That's why. So they both got 19 points, Stefan and Eric, but Stefan got a race win. So he's in front of Eric in case of a tie. So that's why Stefan is the world champion and Eric Borgman is second. Hermann Lecker from Germany is on third place. He's followed by Thilo Oligos, the CEO, owner of Champ Earth Gliders, the guys who are making the Ventus 3 that you see on the screen. Alberto Cironi from Italy is fifth. Sebastian Cava, the Polish pilot, sixth. Maximilian Say, from France, is seventh. And that's it. I'm not gonna state all of that. You can go on SGP Final 23.sgp.aero to get the full results from the real Sailplane Grand Prix. Now let's get back to the
but I want to say something before we go there. What a close racing that was, because the only reason Stefan won in the end is because he caught 1 point. He came in ninth place and he snagged that last point to be equal. And since he won one of the championship days, he won the overall. It's just amazing. I mean, like what a heart palpitation during that flight.
So tight. I was talking with him after he landed, and I told him, man, that's going to be very close. We need to check all the penalties and so on, because there were a lot of penalties. And I was like, I'm sure you are sweating now, waiting for the results. I was like, man, it must be so difficult for you, because you can really be a world champion tonight, but we don't know yet. And you will have to wait probably 1 or 2 hours. And then the competitors, they can fill a request if they are unhappy with the results and so on. So you need to wait official results as well. So he's been sweating for quite some minutes, and then he's been super happy when we've announced at like 6 p.m. So 4 hours ago we announced that he was the world champion. So yeah, he was super happy, obviously, and we were really happy for him. I'm sure we're gonna get a great video from Pavullo and from Sailplane Grand Prix. There was one already a few days ago, so it's gonna be a great story to watch. Let's get back to the race. Bisek Kos leading the race, followed by Wojtek Soltysik. But Arne Martin-Gulter, Alpha Mike, is overhead, just over them, over those guys. He's at 1,500 meters, and Wojtek is at 1,200 meters.
So Wojtek is Sierra Oscar Lima and Zulu Bravo Yankee, which is Zipchek, who is in fifth of the overall with 18 points. If he is the winner today, he's going to get 11 points. That puts them right on top and into third place, because Sierra 19, Sean, is way behind.
Yep.
And Tim Madsen with Tango Kilo Mike is also behind. And they both won't score the way it looks right now, if any points at all. So we're looking right now at a really nice little shift from fifth to third. And again, the two top players, Anton Mike as well as Sierra Oscar
Arne
Lima,
Martin,
are
yeah, Alpha Mike.
so close right now. And there's nothing in between them. I mean, they're dancing around right there. Ooh.
They are really on final glide. I think there's almost nothing missing. They will just try to pull and go again. Vic Schoenemakers is a really good pilot in those conditions, weather conditions. So yeah, it's great. Can we have a look at what's in front of them just for a few seconds? I think one great cumulus just before the turn point Mirage. It's great. They can push forward. Hopefully the cumulus will stay there and not die within 5 minutes. And they will continue their route towards the end of this race. You can see the reporting point Mirage just in front of us. 248 kilometers to fly, so only 25 kilometers to go for Arne Martin before going for a world champion title, the first one for him on this
Kilo
second
Oscar Yankee
FAI.
is Kilo Oscar Echo is weak. And weak again, as I said, could also just snag that third point, that third spot on the podium if he wins. And Zipchek is not getting any points. But this is it's gonna be tight, guys. So that calculation, that's tough. So I'm gonna look at Facebook, no, at YouTube and Twitch, if there's anybody saying anything who's gonna win this.
Oh man, I am who's gonna be the world champion? Then you can bet now in the comments. Arne Martin Guttler, Wojtek Soltysik are very well placed for the end of this race. John Churchill a little bit behind, can still hope for a great podium, and Tim Madsen as well with 21 points. Looking forward to what's gonna be the results. I see quite some comments, so I'm trying to read all of that. Oh, sorry, Almosante. I'm getting spoiled a bit. I had to fly myself today, so I didn't have time to watch the real race live before the virtual. So sorry, you've seen Stefan has won. So yeah, that I should have said, okay, spoiler alert. I will do that next time. Apologies.
I didn't know it either, so thank you for spoiling it for me.
Yeah, it's been announced a few minutes, few hours ago, but it took some time to find the results and to confirm all the results. What do we have
David
in front of
Redman
us?
came back. He's here. Wow. He's been such a strong pilot all along through the whole championship, and has shown very strong results throughout. And there he is again, really back into the top 10 in the fleet. And
well done, David.
Just taking a little bit and continue with the speed. They all have their McGrady set to the right point there. Now they can reach it now. They just want to see how fast can they, because now it just matters you show up 850 meters height at the finish line and hopefully be as close to the front as possible. Very strong. They're not flying full throttle because 216 kilometers now max speed for those gliders is what, 260, 270?
Yeah, 270, 275 on some of those 18-meter class. We are live with Arne Martin Guttler. We're set to arrive McCready 2.1. It's just gonna be good to arrive at Pavullo, I think. He cannot fly too fast. He's flying at 190 kilometers per hour. So far, there are not a lot of cumuluses anymore in front of him. And Vic Schoenemakers is in a very good position for the race win tonight. Vic Schoenemakers, he has 15 points. That would make 26 for him. So that would be quite good to get onto the podium as well for Vic Schoenemakers, the pilot from the Netherlands. Kilo Oscar Echo, sorry. And he's watching behind. As you can see, Arne Martin monitoring the guys. Where are they? am I safe with this place so far? Thank you, Timothée. Maybe we can have a look at Wojtek and Tim Madsen behind to see where they are. Wojtek is just below Arne Martin because a bit below and a bit behind. It's going to be difficult to catch up. Who is above? I cannot really see who is flying just above them. That is David Redman, Zbisek, Tkos, Arthur Duke, Alpha 33, Witold Rozak in the end, quite good. Donna Pierluigi taking a small thermal, stopping. Tamas Meyer is there to get some more points tonight. Well done, Tamas. Very interesting for the pilots in front of us. They need to get those slide points. It's the final race tonight. They need to get the points to increase their chances to get a podium or to win the race. Tim Madsen is behind, maybe losing it all for the podium, most probably. And I think Sean Churchill is as well behind and is not going to be the world champion unless there is a big twist before the end of the race. Let's have a look. Vic Schoenemakers is approaching the reporting point at 960 meters. He will have only 100 meters. He will have only 100 meters to go towards the finish line at 200 kilometers per hour. So he will not get a lot of energy to reach 850 meters. He needs to be careful. He might be joined on the line by Arne Martin Göttler, and there is someone just behind Arne Martin. I think it's Bisset Kos, exactly ready to jump on Arne Martin's place to get one more point at least, and maybe
they have more height. Yeah, they have a bit more height, so a bit more energy, so they're a bit more fast. Yeah. So this here, Sipchek tanked up a little bit right before the turn point and got a little extra juice out of it, where Arne did not.
I hope he went into the. That's well done. If we went through the thermal, for the turn point, Joshua Arndt is just behind. Great.
This is getting nerve-wracking here. He has enough speed; he can pull up and get the 850-meter minimum. But look at that poke behind it.
Wojtek Soltyzik is behind. He has turned the reporting point as well. It's going to be close with Arne Martin. They need to be above 850 meters. Joshua Arndt is pushing 230 kph. Redman has passed it as well. Arthur Duke as well. Zbisek for the second place. Vic Schoenemakers is going to be the winner of the day. We need to check his altitude. Let's get back to Vic Schoenemakers. Plus 11 points. 26 for Vic Schoenemakers.
He has to pull up a lot, but he will make it.
He will make it. I believe he will make it. Great race. He has done a fantastic final glide. Very clever. He didn't stop in the previous thermal with all the guys.
Yeah, that's plenty. Okay, he got plenty. Wow, what a game. What a race. Congratulations.
Well done. Well done, Vic Schoenemakers from the Netherlands, winner of the final race, race 7 of the second FAI Virtual Sailplane Grand Prix. Just behind is Zbisek Tkos from Poland, second place. Should be enough. Joshua Arndt is pushing from Germany. It's good. It's good for Zbisek, scoring 8 points. It means 26 points as well for Zbisek.
Same as Arne Martin Göttler is through as well.
Arne Martin is there. Joshua Arndt 7. Arne Martin.
Boy, it goes so quick 6. Right now. I cannot follow as fast.
It goes so quick.
Who's that?
Thomas Meyer. Thomas Meyer, wow. 5. Meyer 5. Let me write this down.
And here comes Wojciech coming really late. Really late.
That's going to be 3 points, I believe, for Wojtek, if I'm correct. You can correct me in the chat. It's going to be 30 points. 37 so far for Arne Martin Göttler. We need to check with Sean Churchill for the podium.
Yeah, and then here, Don Pierluigi, 269, flying very fast. And he's going to pull up right before the finish line to get to his minimum height of 850 meters. And over that, yeah, that's it. He's pulling up. He's going to make that sweet. Too sweet. Very well.
Well done, Donapierre. So he gets 2 points. Donapierre to 6-9. So that's going to be 12 points at the end of this event. Again, if I am correct, that's why I'm playing with my pen for so long. I need to write
same
down
here.
all of this. I need to make sure. I will need to have a look at all the previous races results to because there is a tie between Zbisek and Vic Schoenemaker, so I will need to have a look. Kuba
Kilo Yankee coming through. Kilo Juliet, I mean, sorry.
Kilo Juliet, that's going to be 1 point. So Sean Churchill will not make it. Sorry, on the podium. Sean Churchill is probably going to be fourth.
And
No points for Tim Madsen.
Tim Madsen, no points, so he will definitely not go onto the podium. And there will be no points for any other followings. Malaya Knaus, Kilo Mike India, Norbert Kiss with a Charlie November coming in as well. And then Darius, lots of speed, low height. He has to pull up early. Ben Fast, our reigning champion, will now give up his crown. And that's how that is. And in the distance, you can see S19 with Sean Churchill, who will not keep his third spot. He will lose his podium spot today to one of the guys that came in first or second. Very close call because they both have 26 points. They both have 26 points. So who has one of them won a... No, it must be KOE because he won.
No, but yes, but Bisek has won one race as well. So that's why I need to check. So Vic on race 1 has been second. I think it's going to be Vic at the end of the day, but I need to make sure about this.
And we don't know if anybody has collected any penalty points. Cloud flying, anything like that.
We will see that to get official results. What we will do in a few moments is announce the world champion. You need to stay connected to see that with us. I'm just checking for the podium so that we can announce something that is more or less correct for everyone before the official results tonight at midnight with the penalties and so on. It will come when the pilots have disconnected and they're sending their files through the scoring system, then we will see. So we will stay online for probably 15 more minutes to make sure that everything works and that we have proper results.
And Stuart Henschel, Golf Hotel Kilo, coming back as the finishing pilot, rounding up the entire bunch. And he has done a very well flying job for sure. And he is in 15th place of the overall with 8 points and will not score any points today. But this is a nice final glide for him as well. Plenty of altitude. He actually flies a pretty good slow, in my opinion. He could fly faster because he has the speed and he has the altitude. But this is how we're ending up this 7th race, the final race of the second virtual Sailplane Grand Prix of the FAI. And what a race it is. What a fantastic week we have experienced. What an incredible year of flying the Grand Prix and watching. And thank you for all you guys being here on the YouTube channel, on the Twitch, or on Facebook. Please do click the like button. Any of those like buttons and subscribe button will help to boost this adventure of creating more soaring, more gliding adventures in the virtual world as well as in the real world. And Pavullo has been the host of this beautiful event of the World Championship. Thank you for the Italian town, of the supporters, and all that stuff. And we'll give you an update in a few minutes, confirming who is the new champion of the world at the Grand Prix Sailplane.
So it's very interesting what we have. I am checking. So it was indeed Vic Schoenemaker tonight reaching the finish line, then Zbisek Tkos second. So that's where my issue is, because so far they have won together one race and they have been second twice, once, both as well. So I need to check the third place of those guys. So that's the issue that I'm facing right now. And I think there is no third place. I'm gonna have to go to fourth or fifth place to see how many places they have, those guys, for the podium. What we can do if team is ready is that we can announce the world champion. Well, no, let me wait a few seconds until I am sure of the podium, and then we will do that. So the people still look at the pilots landing here.
Beautiful landing, safe and sound. The water is still dripping out, all the extra ballast. And we see the people are lining up. Some of them logging out quickly so they can upload the data files. And so we can see and finalize this competition for today. And here we are in the studio. Antoine, I know your brain is going.
I know. I need to. You need all to wait, guys. You need to wait until the final results. I need to make sure about this. So let me go for fourth and
somebody
five
needs
here.
to click on OBS and say, take that cursor out of that screen. It's really in our face. Anyway, what else to say, guys, except for waiting up?
No, it's been a fantastic week for us. Honestly, I really loved watching those races and commenting the races. There's going to be a lot of other races with the World Series and the upcoming events for next year and so on. It's been great. All the followers that we've had and the chat commenting almost, well, every evening, actually. It's been absolutely amazing to follow. So keep going for the upcoming races. We need you to do that, to continue. So I hope it's going to be the case, and that everyone is going to be ready. What
And
I see, yeah,
if you
go
like, you
ahead.
can join us on Discord. We have a big Discord group for the World Championship, so you can join us there if you have not. I could put a invite out on YouTube or on Twitter, or if you want to do that officially, please do, so people can join our Discord club to become part of the World Championship for the future, 24, 25, and of course all the races that are still happening this year.
Well, we can have a look. Maybe you can go back into the 3D view team for the winner if he's still around there, to have the asset to show who's the world champion, maybe, and I will announce the preliminary results for this second FAI Virtual Sailplane Grand Prix. Thank you. Let's start with the third place. Apparently, Zbisek has been fifth once, but Vic has been fourth once. They both won one race, and they both went on the second place one time. So Vic is ahead by a very light, very tight margin. It was a very tight tie in between the pilots with 26 points.
And Vic is Kilo Oscar Echo.
Kilo Oscar Echo. Vic Schoenmakers, who is the race winner tonight with 11 points, should be the third pilot on the podium, so of the second FAI Virtual Sailplane Grand Prix. Congratulations, Vic.
This is preliminary.
Yeah, preliminary, but I'm almost 100% sure that it's going to be this result. Zbisek is on fourth place. Second place is Wojtek Soltyzik from Poland. He's done amazing races, Wojtek. So I would like to congratulate him. He's been very helpful with the live streaming that he has done and so on. He was the previous race winner, so that's why you have his asset here. And what we can do now is talk about the world champion. So Wojtek 30 points, and with 37 points tonight, we can announce that the world champion, the champion of the second FAI Virtual Sailplane Grand Prix, is Arne Martin Gutler from Norway. Well done, Arne Martin. Congratulations. Amazing racing throughout the week. It's been great to follow you and to follow all the races. I'm super happy for you. You've won the prize for the winner by Trustmaster, our partner. I would like to thank them once again. We will get back to the studio to leave you. We will do some off interviews with the pilots on the podium tonight. We will share this with you in the coming days. Probably tomorrow you will get some interviews already, and then we will do an offline closing ceremony with the pilots, and we will build a great video around the event, a kind of a recap of the event for all of you, the viewers, to thank you. Uh, Norman, it's been fantastic. We've had a great week. You've joined us at the end of the week for the races. One final word for the viewers, the team, the pilots.
I'm really happy that I am allowed to be here. Number one, I'm really happy that we can make some of our viewers happy with a gift from Thrustmaster that really lights up my heart, because sharing the abundance that companies like Thrustmaster have to support this game, the sport, is super nice. And for you guys to get something and we can announce that for you gives me chills and
Yeah,
goosebumps.
I'm super happy for that, Norman. Honestly,
Yeah,
super happy for the
super
guys.
nice. And there's more to come. I know this is a small gift, but more gifts to come and more wonderful things. So I'm really grateful for this. I'm happy for the team behind us, Timothy, Sebastian, yourself, of course, and all the others that make this happen. And glad to be part of this community. Thank you, Antoine. Thanks for inviting me. Thanks for letting me be part of this group and hanging out with you.
Thank you so much, Norman. Thanks once again to the whole team, to the pilots, to the viewers, to the show. Like, subscribe, follow, and see you to the next races. Stay updated with the social medias on Facebook, Instagram, and join the Discord channel so that you can fly with us as well. There are a lot of things coming up for the end of this year and for next year, so stay tuned with us. Follow us, and we're gonna have some fun. We're gonna continue to have some fun.
Go
Thanks a
Norway,
lot.
go Anna Martin Goodluck. Definitely, he's the guy.
See you tomorrow. We'll release some videos for you, and yeah, just enjoy your day or your evening. It was a pleasure to have you all with us. Thank you so much, everyone. Bye bye.
Ciao.